All right, all right, all right. We are officially live for our YouTube channel clinic. This is the first one that we have done, and we are excited. So here's what we want you to do before we get rocking and rolling. We want you guys to let us know that you can see us, you can hear us in the comments right now. Let us know where you're tuning in from. That at least lets us know that there's someone there on the other end. So yeah, just let us know that. But we're gonna dive in rather quickly. We have 3 channels that we are going to be doing a live audit on, and this is going to be what we call a speed audit. And what that means is we are going to be working really, really quickly to identify what is the issue with that channel and what can be done to fix it. And so we have a whole process that we do. We do these for our clients, and we do a deep dive. But what we're going to do today is like a speed audit, meaning we're going to do it as quick as we possibly can to at least give these channels the idea of what they can do to fix it, like what we can see at a bird's eye view. But we're also going to be kind of walking you through those steps. So this way here, you can go ahead and run these same steps yourself. And I encourage you to do that. All right. Because when you do this, you're probably going to have something unlocked that you look at and you're like, oh, okay, I guess that's what I need to do. Or maybe that's the problem. Now, we're not, like YouTube wizardry here where we're going to make everything work 100%. But we have been doing this a long time. I've been doing it 18 plus years. Scotty's been working with me now for over 6 years. And we do have a lot of history with this channel. But like algorithms do, they change. And so we're constantly trying to figure out what is it that YouTube wants right now? What is it benefiting channels with? And one of the things is you just have to have clarity. And the thing that we see with a lot of the channels that we audit is the number one thing is it's just kind of scattered, or there's not consistency, or if there is consistency, it's kind of dabbling here, there, and the other. Like we have to get focused. And that's what the algorithm is rewarding right now. So we have a whole process. Who's excited? Let us know in the comments who's excited to jump in and go ahead and see these speed audits. Scotty, why don't you let everyone know how the chat's going to work if they have any questions, because we are going to be answering questions here live. So let everyone know how the chat's going to work.
Yeah, guys, I'll be manning the chat throughout some of this little thing we're doing, going through these speed audits. So if there's any time you guys have a question, just put it in there. Well, what I'll do is I'll star it. And then at the end of these audits, we're going to actually go through some of those starred questions. We'll answer them in full detail if I'm not able to respond to them quick enough. And yeah, we'll get through everything as quick as possible. And the biggest takeaway from today is whether it's your audit that is being reviewed or your channel is being reviewed, or if it's not, this is going to apply to everyone. So this is something that is going to help you just understand the framework of how you can start auditing your own channel. And then again, just kind of how we process everything and break everything down.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? Like you're going to probably find that you have a few issues, but we have to focus on the one that matters the most. And that's what we're going to be adding clarity to today. It's not an overnight fix a lot of times, but it is consistency. And like I said, for our clients, what we do is we give them a 90-day roadmap, a plan to execute. And we always tell them, just put the blinders on and just execute for 90 days. Because that's one of the biggest things that you can do is just be consistent. All right. But we also have to know what to look for and look at the data. I will say we had over 55 channels submitted, and we're only doing 3 because that's all the time that we have. If you want us to do another one of these next month, we're thinking about doing these about every month. If you'd like us to do another one of these, YouTube channel clinics, let us know. Let us know. And then also let us know if there's any big takeaways that you come away with here today. All right. So with that being said, let's get rocking and rolling. So I am going to pull up this first. All right. So Scotty, let's go ahead and switch it over to that right there. So this right here, okay, this is our speed audit checklist. This is everything that we're going to be going through. Okay. We're basically going to be looking at what niche is the channel in. Can we even identify that? Number 2, what are the popular videos that are on that channel? Because a lot of times people don't look at their older videos or videos that have performed well and why they perform well. We have to look at the data. Third thing is we're going to look at the recent videos and see if they are in fact related to the ones that did well. And then the fourth is we're going to say, okay, is it the same audience or is it a different audience? If it's the same, well, we're going to ask, why are those videos underperforming? And there's usually a reason. And then number 5, we're going to compare the titles. And then number 6, we're going to compare the thumbnails. And then number 7, we're going to double down on what already worked. And then we're going to pick 3 content buckets. I can't stress this enough. We've been talking a lot about content clusters. This is what we're talking about. We have to identify this. And I've got 3 channels today that I've already done some of the work. And I'm going to be sharing with you what those buckets are for these 3 channels. All right. So you can kind of see how that framework works. And then we're also going to, actually, Scotty did this part, find a channel of the competitor, or not even a competitor, someone that has your audience. And then we're going to see if we can learn from that. All right. And see what is working that we might not be doing. All right. And then obviously you're going to have to run with it and do a 90-day plan. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let me go ahead and now share the other screen here that I have ready. And I should be able to do that right now. Let's see here, Scotty. Why can't I change that over?
I think you got to remove that first.
Okay. Let's do that then. Let's see. Right there. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, so the first channel that we're going to be doing today is Becky Bunny Yoga. All right, and I love this channel here because I think yoga is a very, very good niche, and I think that a lot of people can benefit from it. Yes, is it saturated? Sure, there's a lot of people competing, but I still think no matter what. I mean, we're in a competitive space, right? YouTube growth. Oh my gosh. Like we're in a saturated market, but we're still doing okay. Right. So here's the very first thing that we are going to do. Like that little checklist said that I just ran through with you guys. And the first thing I'm doing here is I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, what is this channel about? Who are they serving? Yoga. All right. And it's Becky Bunny. So it's yoga. And it's probably, I'm going to say it's more for women. I'm just going to say that because it's a woman. It's Becky is the name. I'm going to say, okay, it's probably for women. So that's the first thing. So, okay, check. That looks good. Awesome. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in. I'm not even going to look at any of this stuff yet. I'm not going to look at any of this stuff yet. The first thing I'm going to do is go into videos. All right. Now, in videos, it's already on latest. What am I going to do next? I'm going to move over here to popular. Okay. Then I'm going to start looking at this. All right. I'm going to say, okay, let's see here. What do we got? We got, these are outdoors. We got this here, inside. We've got this one outdoors. We've got this one inside. And then we're looking at, okay, let's see. What's this thumbnail? Rest day yoga, 10-minute morning yoga, sleep soundly tonight, 10-minute yoga wake up, WFH yoga break, rest day yoga, slow flow, right? So right away, I'm looking at what did well. So a year ago, ultimate post-gym recovery yoga class, best stretches after lifting. Okay, so that's a post-workout rest day. All right, cool. Moving on to the next one, 10-minute morning yoga. Okay, now we're talking about 10 minutes, so it's quick. People like fast. Morning yoga. Now we're into morning yoga flow. Okay, 10-minute, another one, 10-minute wind down yoga, right? So wind down, sleep soundly. This is for sleep. So here we are, we're looking at post-workout, we're looking at morning, and we're looking at wind down. I almost can see 3 buckets right there. And I haven't even done anything yet. Haven't even done anything yet, right? So that's my first thought. Now, I'm not going to stop there, but I am just pointing out what I'm seeing here, okay? Now, I'm going to go here to the latest, and now I'm going to look at this one 3 days ago. It's got 146 views. So if you look at all of these here, the one that's done, like, let's see here. Like they're all, I mean, the highest one is like 700 here. Oh, what is this? Find peace for sleep. Okay. Okay. Here's 10-minute morning, 418. Okay. 35-minute breath work for nervous system, 30-minute daily fully body yoga. Okay. A gentle morning, 25-minute energizing, can't sleep. Okay. So looking at the thumbnails. Okay, I'm noticing something here. We're going to get into it in a minute. Okay, so it looks pretty good, but if I'm going to be honest, the thumbnails start to look like they blend in. They don't really stand out. And the other thing I'm noticing, if we go back here, Do you notice the ones that did really well? They're outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different thing there. Now, whether you're outside, whether you're inside, you might want to do just even a thumbnail of it being outside, even though we're not outside. Maybe you could even shoot an intro that's outside and then you go inside.
Mm-hmm.
But it's looking like the eye wants to click on something that's outside. So that's my other little takeaway here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, Scotty, I'm gonna pause here real quick. Is there anything you want to add to this? And again, we're keeping these to a speed audit, so let's not go too far down the rabbit hole.
No, I got you. Honestly, the biggest thing I noticed with these like top performers is post gym recovery, because what we always look at, right, is what's something that is, getting the most demand, and also what is something that can make us different in this industry or this niche, right? And so for me personally, if I'm looking at this, I would say, okay, we've seen post gym do good. If you just focused on post gym recovery to start, again, doesn't mean you always stay there, but if you do it to start, you can fill out that and start building that momentum and fill out, that audience as far as the being known as the post gym recovery yoga person. And then down the road, you're going to have people that are like, oh, do you have other yoga? Yeah, this is for morning. This is for this. This is for that. But we need to start in one way. So even though this does look great because it's all yoga and it all, is like sub niches of each other, right? Morning yoga, nighttime yoga, wind down, all of this, right? For me, I would stick with one of these that we already know has performed well. And I would just go as hard as I can at that one specific angle into the yoga, and I dominate that one. So after I dominate that, now I can start broadening my horizon to other people, right? Or other parts of yoga. But for me, what I seen in these top ones was post recovery. And let's be honest, you go right now, look up yoga stuff, right? You almost see the same titles on every video, 10-minute, whatever, 10-minute this, 20-minute this, blah, blah. It's all the same, right? The biggest thing that's going to make you different is the thumbnail, like you said, and then the angle of the person that needs the yoga. Is it the person after the gym? Is it the person that's struggling with stiffness? Is it what is the thing that you're helping them solve, right? That they need the answer to, that they want to watch this. And right here, the clear one for me would be the post gym recovery on your rest day.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what we're also going to do. Scotty's already done a little bit of research to pull up a competitor channel. So before we go and finish this thing up, because we've already covered quite a bit. I mean, already we've identified like there are stuff that's working, but it doesn't look like you're focusing on that as much as you should. It's still a little bit scattered. But other thing I noticed, and this is worth pointing out, is even though these did good, the titles are really long. And I would shorten them. We don't need yoga in there twice. Like here, 10-minute morning yoga flow, full body, whatever that is, for all levels, daily yoga, right? Practice for strength. Trying to stuff so much in there, here's the deal. If you say that stuff in the beginning of your video, it's already transcribed. YouTube already knows it. You don't need all that information in there. And I do believe that if people are scrolling on mobile, and that is like 10-minute morning yoga, that is the first thing that people are going to see. There's a few other characters that they're going to see, but after, I think it's like 56 characters is until it gets truncated. I think it depends on the phone, but you have to remember that thumbnail is doing a lot of the heavy lifting when people are scrolling. The other thing is I want to point out here real quick, and this would be my number one suggestion here, is I would look at these ones that performed well, and I would start to make sure that my text is the same font every single time, or at least close, because you go from this to this, to this, or if we go here, let me go into the latest again once more. Like these are all similar, but it's all different colors. It's hard to see some of them. Like this is really like all the way to the end. It's hard, right? And they also look the same. So it's like if someone's scrolling, they might be like, oh, I saw that yesterday. Right? You have to make it look different. So I would just settle on a font and then make sure that it stands out. And to me, if I was going to pick, like this one here stands out more because it's bigger. So I would cut down how many words you put in it. 2 to 4 words is tops. But in this case, if you're doing soothing yoga for sleep, it's too much along the top. We got to break it up, like soothing yoga for sleep. But I personally would do something more curiosity based.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Again, we don't have enough time to go into that, but that's things that we also do in our private audits, is where like we'll go and give like a 90-day plan, giving some suggestions for those 2 to 4 power words, as we call them, to get that curiosity going. So, all right, Scotty, why don't you pull up the competitor so we can see what we can learn from someone else that's doing it well. And then we can come back and then we'll recap this and I'll show you the rest of my speed audit that I finalized this afternoon.
Yeah. So this is the competitor I found, Flexform by Sean. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. 41,000 subscribers, only 87 videos. They even have a paid membership going on right now. And what I like to look at is not just the most popular, but is this person still getting traction and momentum? And they're averaging anywhere from 4 to 8,000 views a video. And there's one thing in particular I noticed with this person. Now, even though the titles, like I said before, they're all kind of the same, 20-minute stretch, 20-minute post run, blah, 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 right? What I'm noticing for this person, what they did do correctly is look at how right now they're talking about mainly their best ones right now is like hips and like releasing tension. It's all in that flexibility range and like posture. It's all kind of intertwined, right? Yep. So like you see here, like lower body flexibility is like unlike your hips, fix your posture, right? I got to scroll on this page. They even did a bucket on handstands. Look at handstand, right? They have different buckets you can see, right? Now going to their top performers, let's go to their popular, right? Their top one was about hips and back. Mm-hmm. So you can see now why they keep doing videos on releasing tension with your hips and your back, right? Like that's a specific bucket. So for this channel, they're going to be doing morning stretch ones. They're going to be doing one on their stretch routine, and they're going to be doing one on releasing your hips and back. Those are their top 3 performers. They're going to do ones on that. And again, if you look at like their latest, you're going to see that backs and hip, right? Yep. This is preventing injury. That was a little different than their usual one, but look at, and just to give an example, this one's for the back and hips. The other one was a top performer of the recent videos. This one's a top performer, back and hips, right? Another one, release tension. Another top performer of the recent videos, right? Tight hips, another one. And just look at the views. Like even though this one, like, again, isn't a crazy outlier for their channel, 13,000 views is more than their 4,000, 6,000, 1,000 because it hits something that they're already known for, which is they're the persons for the back and hip, flexibility, right? It's there, and you can just see it like posture here. It's all, look at 58,000 2 months ago. And again, it's, that lower body strength. So that's what that person is known for.
Yeah. Stay right there real quick. So if you notice right there, fix your posture, big, right? Fix your posture, right? And then cool down, 20-minute stretch, right? Yep. Hips and back, big, bold. And what they're doing here is they're overlaying the text over top of the subject, but you're not seeing the subject's face necessarily. So again, font is very easy to read. It's very simple, but it's very bold. It's not cursive-y. It's blocky, okay? And when people are scrolling on mobile, it's really important that we do that. So I think this is a great example, Scotty, that you found. So this is, again, you're going to find one. It's not that you're going to copy them, but you have to kind of take bits and pieces that are working for them in that industry, in that niche, because what works here doesn't necessarily mean it'll work into another niche. And so you have to see what's actually working and what's resonating. But you already have data that's telling you there's probably 3 buckets that you can keep exploring and build out some content clusters around, which I actually have them for her. So all right, cool. Let's move on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share that other document now that I have. Not that one. Let me go into, let's see here. I got to stop that one and bring this one back. Got a lot of different documents we're sharing here today. So hang tight. Here's the yoga one. And I put this together. So basically right here. All right. So I'm not going to go through all of this right here because this is just kind of showing you what we did, right? Yes, it's a great niche, and yes, there's not a problem with the niche, and we can identify that. Popular videos, okay? So right here, the winners: post-gym recovery, morning yoga, and sleep wind down, okay? Those are the ones. So common DNA, 2 to 4 bold thumbnail text, distinctive background, beach, field, and clean room, one clear promise. All right. So I'm going to skip through here because I already did all this stuff for you guys. Okay. So comparing the titles, we did that. Old versus new. Comparing the thumbnails, we did that. Okay. So doubling down. This is where I want to get into the content buckets. So right here, morning reset. That could be its own bucket. Wake up, energizing flows. The video got 4,200 views. Okay. Recovery, post gym, rest day, sore muscles. Sleep reset, wind down, deep rest, can't sleep. Okay. So that's really everything that should be being published over the next 90 days. Because right now what's happening is you get one, it starts to get some momentum, and then all of a sudden you come out with something new. So imagine your subscriber, right? That test pocket that we talk about. They all of a sudden see that you posted one on whatever, the morning, the morning, start the reset. And then the next video that comes out might be on recovery. And you might be like, okay, well, they need that. But that's not what they really are into right now. So what I would do is I would do like 2 to 3 videos in a row, because it looks like you're probably doing one a week. I would make those in a row similar. So that way there we can piggyback off of those. Or at least I would do one video on the topic. The next week I would do it on the next one and the next one, and then go back to the first one. So you could kind of rotate through them, right? Bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3, week 4, bucket 1. And then just keep going through that and doing it for 90 days. All right. So that's basically it. So that's the speed audit for you guys. All right. For this one, let us know in the comments. Was that helpful? Let us know. Was that helpful? All right. Because we want to know. We want to know if you guys have any questions, drop them in there. We'll also we'll star them. And I also want to let you guys know, if anyone wants us to do a full breakdown, a full deep dive audit, we do those, but we do limited amounts of those because obviously, as you can see, it takes time, and these are just speed audits. I mean, we literally dig into your channel. We go through, we find a competitor or two. We also run it through. We have a proprietary AI wizard that we built for ourselves internally and our clients, and we run it through that. And then we give you a 90-day content plan. Whether it's 1 video a week, 2 videos a week, or 3 videos a week, we customize it to what you are doing. If you would like to get one of those, Scotty's going to put up the link. It should be on the banner there, Scotty, too. We have a banner that's created for that. I can go ahead and grab it if you want. Yeah. So if you want that, just go to livevideoschool.com/channel-audit, or it should be in either, depending if you're watching this now or later, it'll be in the description, or it'll be in the live chat that we're in right now, and Scotty will pin it there. So if you want a 90-day plan built for you based off of your criteria and your niche, just go ahead and grab one. These are limited, so we only do about 5 of these at a time. So if you'd like one, make sure you grab one. All right. And like I said, these are custom to you, just like we did here, but this was a speed audit one. All right. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and Scotty, do we have any quick questions before we keep moving? Because I want to take a sip of water also.
Real quick. Chuck asked, once we audit our channel, do you suggest we take down or make private videos that we create that don't fit the revised channel concept? I wouldn't go back and delete or any of that, because that can look like a little like spammy to YouTube. And this goes for anything, whether it was you were posting a lot of shorts or whatever, and you're only posting long form now, whatever it is, just start only focusing on the new stuff that you're doing now. Yeah. That's it. And over time, could take a couple weeks, could take a month, could take 2 months. But eventually it's going to catch up because you're going to have enough data. And it's just once you get enough videos in there to give YouTube to start categorizing you in a different, understanding your channel better, then it's going to give you that push. So you just got to feed it as much of the stuff you want it to, know now, rather than the old stuff that was there before. I wouldn't go back and delete or any of that stuff, though.
Right. Yep. Yeah. If anything, just like you said, like Scotty said, just leave it. You know what I mean? Don't do anything. The other thing is I would say too is if you're doing shorts right now, I would probably hold off on them if your goal is long form. And the reason why is because if you have the shorts, you're going to get subscribers from shorts. And then when you put up your long form, the people that sign up for the or subscribe for the shorts, they're not going to click. Mm-hmm. And then that's going to hurt your test audience. And then that's going to hurt your push from YouTube. Cool. Someone asked, are your services only for live videos? No, we're talking about long form right now. These are uploaded videos. I know our channel is Live Video School, but it's also like how to get your videos live, not necessarily like going live. So, but yeah, that is, that's what we specialize in, is that. Let's see. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one because we got 2 more to do. All right. So let me go ahead and I got to get this rearranged here. So let's stop sharing that. Let's pull up the next one. Ta-da-da. Where is it? Let's go here. And it is not this one. We are going to skip to the next one, which is going to be, this is a very interesting one too, by the way, guys. I have never even heard of this before. So here we go. It is War HQ, Bolt Action, and K47. So I had no idea what this is. I guess it's a tabletop type game.
Yeah.
Okay. Scotty, have you ever heard of this before?
No.
No, me neither. So it is a very niche. It's very nichey. But I do believe there is some traffic out there on this. And I think Scotty found a competitor. Sure. Yeah. So again, here we go. We're going to run through this just like we did before, going through that checklist. All right. And I'm doing it off the top of my head because when I'm doing these, this is what I'm doing. So the very first thing I always do is always look at this as like, this is your storefront. I don't know what this banner is doing. Okay. The banner, we got to fix that. Like that would be my number one thing. Just like, let's just fix it. Right. Is it going to help you get more views? Probably not. But is it going to look better when someone comes here? Yes. Right. So we want it to feel like it's a complete channel. All right. So definitely fix that so it actually represents what you're doing. All right. We've got 1,000 subscribers, 1,080, it looks like 56 videos. All right. So let's kind of look around here. So I'm going to go into videos. I'm going to go into popular. And then here we are 8 years ago. So this channel is over 8 years old. That's a plus. We do have some authority built in. Now, does authority mean that because you have a high authority channel, meaning it's older and it's seasoned, it's going to get more views? No, but there is a level of trust there on one of those markers for sure. All right. So this here, Warlord Games, British Airborne, paint to tabletop standard, got 5,500 views 8 years ago. So that's the best one. All right. Warlord, Bolt Action, Unboxing, and Build British Airborne, 2,708 years ago. So these are kind of old, but you have to remember, those got views. They probably got subscribers. Are your newest videos serving those people? We have to figure that out. I don't know the answer to that right now. But the other thing is these thumbnails, I think they might have did good back in the day, but they're not going to do good today. Right? Because back in the day, like 8 years ago, I've been on 18 years. 8 years ago, yeah, thumbnails, they weren't like they are today. We weren't on mobile as much as we are right now. Right? So a lot of this was like search-based traffic and that type of stuff. This one's actually not bad right here. Perfect detail. I like that one. And that's 1,400. But let's see here. So 9 years ago, 10 years ago, right? So these are older. All right. So now what I want to do though, is I want to look at the latest. Thumbnails have improved. Definitely have improved. Let's see here. 12 views 2 hours ago. So we just posted one. 4 days ago, 53, 189. So what do we have? Is there any outliers here in the last, several videos? Like this here, this looks like that might be a short, or I don't know what that is. Let's see. Your World War II minis painted in one afternoon. So what I'm noticing here is there's not a lot of curiosity baked into these titles. That's the first thing I'm looking at, right? Bolt Action for the weekend, sir. Like, why? Why is someone going to click on that? If I'm scrolling and I'm into this stuff and I see that, why am I going to like, and doesn't really have a thumbnail, right? This 7 years ago. So it looks like, if I'm looking here, right, we've only started reposting here a little while ago. Right? So here we are. This is a year ago, 10 months ago, but this is 7 years ago. So it looks like here, what do we got? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. We got 20 videos. So that's actually good news because that means that we're just starting to revive this channel again from it being dormant. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead also, and I am going to pull up my little document that I have already created that went through this so we can kind of point out some things, because there is some things that we can take away from this, and there are some buckets that have worked. All right. So let's go ahead and let's do this. I'm going to stop sharing that. We're going to bring that document up. Where are we? There it is right there. And bingo. Here we go. Okay. Wait, I'm on the yoga one again, aren't I?
No, you're good.
I am. Okay. Well, I am there, but not on the back end. I got to select the right one here.
There
There we are. All right, cool. All right. So here we are, right? So is the niche, like, can we tell what the channel is? Yeah. Within 5 seconds, I kind of know, except the banner. I think that would make it even more known as to what it is. Okay. Popular videos. We did that. The recent videos, 8 to 12 uploads. We got 20 fresh uploads. Same topic, same audience. That's debatable. That is debatable. And then the thing is, we're looking and we're comparing from the ones that performed to the ones that didn't perform. Are they different audiences? And here, like painters, competitive players, casual hobbyists, community followers, the algorithm can't predict who will respond. So it's pushing, or it stops pushing even the strong videos stall early. Again, it's confused. We see this time and time again with a lot of channels because they're trying different things. And when you're trying different things, I understand it, but it also can confuse the algorithm. We have to give the algorithm enough content of what you want to show up for, and we have to show it that that's what we're doing. And once we get one of those, then we build off of that. I mean, if you look at our recent videos, our last 12 videos, they're all following a similar theme.
Yep.
Okay. They're constantly filling that thing. All right. So compare the titles to the old ones. We're doing that. All right. Comparing the thumbnails. The old ones were okay. The newer ones are better, but they're better as far as design goes, but they're not necessarily better with the words that are being placed on that. All right. Because with those words that are on there, we have to understand those words are what's going to grab someone's attention. Think about yourself. If you're scrolling, you're looking at the thumbnail, then you're reading the title. Am I wrong? Let me know that in the comments if I'm wrong on that. Do you see the thumbnail and then read the title? That's what we do. All right. And then we're going to double down on what's already worked. All right. So here's the content buckets. Okay. Winning lists, tournament tested builds and breakdowns. That's right there. That's a topic that you can keep going down. Tournament tested builds and breakdowns. Okay. Meta encounters. I don't know what that is, but it's what's dominating and how to beat it. Okay. That's a bucket. And then mistakes and fixes. What's losing games and how to fix it. Right. So those are the three buckets. So those three buckets, and I believe it's Paul. I believe the guy's name is Paul that runs this channel. I think so. If I'm wrong, Paul, or whoever is this channel, I'm pretty sure it's Paul. Those are the three buckets. And I know that you said that because whenever we're doing the intakes, we kind of say like, what are you struggling with? I'm all over the place. That's what you said. Yep. Kind of, so we're going to fix that. And this is how I would fix that. I would take those three categories that have already been proven to work for you on your channel. So we're not even looking at a competitor's right now. We're looking at yours. And those are the three buckets that we would then build out a content strategy around. All right. Now let's go ahead and find that channel that's doing something similar or the exact thing in your space where your audience is that you would like to get in front of. Scotty, do you have that handy?
Got you right here.
All
so
right.
I found this channel. It's Heat of Battle TV. They got 10,000 subscribers, 143 videos. This channel has been around since their latest or their oldest video 12 years ago. Crazy.
Wow.
And they got some views there, nothing crazy. But here's the interesting part, right? With only 10,000 subscribers, right? And their biggest video ever was 20,000 views. What's interesting is, and this is what just shows like when you build up that community and that subscriber base, is all their videos now, they're getting anywhere from 2 to 10,000 views a video. And it's consistent, which means it's coming from majority, not necessarily the subscribers, but their community, right? It's coming from that community. And the one thing I noticed from this, and this is where you're going to hear us a lot. We've been saying a lot of like buckets, right? Like what's this thing that's a pattern that we see always performs pretty well for a channel or your own channel or whatever, right? The one thing I keep seeing is anytime they do Germans versus whatever, whether it's allies, French, like whatever, it is their better performer ones. Like this one from 60 days ago, 2.9K, German versus allies, a French and British bolt action report. Germans versus French, 3.1. Germans versus Soviets, 3.2. Germans versus British whatever. Force 3.2. Like 4.6, 4.3. So like right there, their bucket is Germans versus whatever. Right. Now I'm not saying that's gonna be yours. Yours could be a different war, right? But I'm just saying that might be something to test in itself, is finding what does the audience resonate with, and as far as like what do they want to see, what do they want to watch, and taking note of that. So now we can start creating more content around that, right? The other thing I noticed was this is very interesting. Their best performer as of recently from 3 weeks ago has 9.3K views, and it's all about playing on your own. So look, love bolt action, but no one to play with, hobby isolation tips. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So like, and here's the thing, they don't have any other videos on it. That's like the only video. So it's like, I would say, that did good 3 weeks ago. Maybe I should do some videos on how to play on your own, because I guarantee you could make a bazillion videos on things you do to play on your own. So that way you're still getting enjoyment out of it, right? Whether it's, and again, it's the structuring of it, right? You're talking about painting the things, right? Or, painting the figures and all of that. It's like, that could be part of it, how to get through, playing a game when you have no one to play with, right? Well, first I take a whole day of just, repainting all of my figures from this war, blah, blah, blah. Right. And I mean, now I will say this, a lot of these thumbnails stuff, a little too much over the top. I feel like it's way too much on the screen, but here's where it doesn't matter is this audience is all for this. They like this, right? Now I'm not saying go do this and do all that, but this is like that group, right? That they're all here for this, right? And so what do we take from that? It's like, okay, you always see in every picture it shows like what it looks like, their setup. And the other thing is, you see I'm hovering over it and you can see how like what it looks like in the video. It's almost identical to the thumbnail, which is building that trust, right? Now I'm starting to trust, like, okay, this person, what they're showing on there is actually what their setup looks like. Now, when I hover over or when I click on it, it's in the same thing. Right. The other thing that's interesting is this channel has a membership. Again,
see that.
It's a community.
Click on it. I want to see what they're charging.
What I had joined.
Yep. There it is.
$8.99 a month.
Yep. And what do they get? Loyalty badges next to your name, custom emojis, members only videos. Yep.
Yeah, these ones right here are all member only videos. And it looks like they're only doing 1 to 2 a month.
1 to 2 a month. Yep.
And you know what the videos are? How to make the battlefield vaccines, how to make realistic wheat fields, how to make.
Yeah. And the one thing I want to, so just leave it at the top there, Scotty, scroll down so I can see the top of the banner. So like, again, this is a great example of like, look at that banner. It represents this. I feel this, right? Like, and I'm not even part of this, right? It's heat of battle TV, right? So it makes me feel like almost, well, they got the font there of, what's that movie? Indiana Jones, right? It's like Indiana Jones feel. It's kind of like, see that where it says, wherever that is, that Warlord or something.
Yeah. Warlord.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is like, it brought me in, like, that's the feel, right? And that's what we're talking about. And I also want to say, just because these videos have more views doesn't mean they couldn't get more views. We're just looking at, this is a competitive or a competitor channel. I bet you if I looked at their analytics, I would say that some of their thumbnails could be improved. And we can take their impressions and we can get the same amount of impressions and get more views if we just tweak the thumbnails, right? You realize if you have 1,000 impressions and you're getting a 5%, right, click-through rate, do the math, right? If we can go ahead and get 8%, well, we just increased it, by 3%. That means we're going to get more views. And if we do that, guess what? The algorithm is probably going to reward us. Now there's other factors here too, right? We got the title, we got the thumbnail, and then we got retention. And the retention is the intro. But if we don't get the impressions, we can't get any of the other stuff. So it kind of starts here. So this was a great example, Scotty. Guys, let us know, was that helpful? Was that helpful? And also, let us know if you think that we should do more of these. Like we're thinking about doing maybe one of these YouTube channel clinics once a month where again, you can submit your channels. We'll do these speed audits. We're going to do like 3. And then we can kind of show our thinking through this process. So let us know. We're trying to pick the ones that are a little bit different, right? Not all in fitness and not all like this. Here's a different one. I've never seen this before. It's still workable though, right? It's still workable. All right, cool. So the other thing is, just before we move on to the next one, again, if you want us to do one of these for you, but go deep and also give you a 90-day plan, we do these for our clients. And you can get one where we'll literally look at your channel just like we're doing here. We'll go deeper. Obviously, we'll have more time. Then we record a Loom video to walk through what we find. And then we send it through our own proprietary AI wizard, which actually helps us identify some bottlenecks and some things that can be improved. And then we give you a 90-day roadmap. We can either customize it for 1 video a week, 2 videos a week, or 3 videos a week. And then we'll give you titles. We'll also give you thumbnail text to put on there as a jumping off point. All right. If you'd like one of those, we only have a handful that we do a week. But if you would like us to do one for you, just go to, Scotty put it up on the screen there. Just go to livevideoschool.com/, channel-audit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just go to livevideoschool.com/channel-audit. And if you go there and we don't have any spots available for that time frame, there will be an opportunity there for you to get yourself on a list. So that way there, we can let you know when we open up more spots. Because like I said, we're doing these, we're hands-on doing these, and you will literally get one of these back in like 5 to 7 business days. So if you would like us to do one for you and build you a custom plan, just let us know, and just go to livevideoschool.com/channel-audit. All right, Scotty, do we have any other quick questions before we move on to the last speed audit?
Yeah, I just got one real quick. Would it be a good idea then to have a separate shorts channel or put the short form on TikTok or Instagram? Yeah, I think it's either you put it on a separate YouTube channel if that's what you want to do, or you can put it on another platform. I just wouldn't put shorts on your long form, and we have people in here that literally have attested to this today, that it destroys their long form content. It just, you don't get the same reach. It just kind of hits you, which I don't get why, because YouTube tells you it's 2 different algorithms, but we have seen everything but that. And we got people that have 500,000 subscribers all from shorts. They put a long form out, they get 200 views. So yeah, I highly recommend, I would just either keep it separate or don't do it at all, or put it on a different platform.
Yeah. Or at least shelf it.
Yeah.
Shelf that idea, because you have to think about it, especially right now. What we're seeing is YouTube is pushing content immediately within the first hour or 2 to your subscribers. And it's not like it's going to say, like, it's going to pick the best subscribers. It's going to just pick subscribers. And if they came in off of a short and you put out a long form that's 8 minutes long, 10 minutes long, and they decide not to click, that hurts you.
Yep.
So I would pause that at least while you're running a 90-day content little blitz. All right. We're going to call that 90-day content blitz, because that's what it is. Like, we're blitzing it by putting out a bunch of content that's going to cover these 3 buckets. All right. These 3 content buckets, and we're going to build clusters around them. All right. Guys, let us know if this is making sense, if this is something that you guys feel like you can implement. All right. We want you guys to make sure that you guys can take something from this and run with it. All right. So with that being said, let's get to the final channel for today. And I do want to thank all of you, all 55 of you that submitted your channels, because we appreciate that. And here's how this is going to work too. The next time we announce that we're going to do one of these, you have to be on our email list in order to get that notification. If you're not on our email list, well, just comment down below and we'll make sure we give you a resource that can allow you to get on our email list. But We also give you the opportunity to submit your channel, but we're also not going to discard the ones that we just received. We may do that one the next time we do this, right? You're just going to get put into the pool of the ones that we're potentially going to do. Okay. So we just want to say thank you for doing that, because that was really awesome that you guys all, submitted your channel. So we appreciate that. All right. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get that next one going here. Let me go ahead and find my screen. Let's see here. And it is, let's see, let's go here. I'm going to bring that one back up, and then I got to move it over to the next one. All right, here we go. Okay. Real life, real recovery. Okay. Now, immediately.
Yeah, pull it up.
Oh, it's not up?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay. Real life, real recovery. That is the channel. We have 1,310 subscribers, 129 videos. And just going to look here real quick. We have welcome to the channel. If you're here, it means you're looking for hope, healing, or a way forward from addiction. This space is about real recovery, real conversations, and real change. So this is great, right? This is helping people with recovery for addiction. Now, there's all different kinds of addictions out there, right? There's all different kinds. There's substance abuse. There's there is drugs. There's also, people have eating disorders, right? That's an addiction, right? There's all different addictions. So the one thing that I do want to kind of see here myself is like, what type of addiction, right? Mm-hmm. What type of addiction? Because I think that's going to be a little clue that we'll be able to kind of lean into. So let's just kind of get into the videos here. So I'm going to go to the video tab. Again, guys, watch my flow on how I do this, right? So I'm going to skip right past this, going to go right to popular. And then here we are. Recovery shouldn't require a passport. Ireland's treatment crisis. That's a really good title. That's a really good title. All right. Crisis in Ireland. We need more treatment centers. That's a great thumbnail. Okay. Now, a little bit too much text. I don't think that I need that much text. And I would love to see the analytics on this, because it probably did okay, but I think it could do better. How I broke old habits. Daniel's story. How I broke old habits. 21,000. Now, that's interesting because there's not a lot of detail in there, but I believe it's only a month ago too. This was 1 month ago, and it's gotten 21,000. So the cool thing about this is 2 months ago. This is 2 months, or this is 1 month ago. This is 3 years ago. So these are telling me that the algorithm is liking your content right now, but are you leaning into what's already worked? And that's what we gotta find that out. Testimonies with Terry, episode 11. I can already tell you, like, yes, this did 3,600, but here's the thing, that was 3 years ago. Now we're a podcast station. The one thing I've noticed, and I've done this, I've made this mistake, is when we are trying to put a podcast out, there's a certain viewership for that. The thing is, that can also be something that does not work well on its own. So you need an audience that will want to listen to that. And the way you get that audience is by creating little individual videos like this. Okay, now this is an interview style. I'm surprised this one did as well, but it did. But this one here is a clear indicator because it's only 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Okay, this one here, James Bose. My recovery journey started in prison. Again, that like, whoa, that's pretty cool. My recovery journey started in prison. Now, one thing I would say, this is a mistake that I would fix, is we have the guy's name. We have my recovery journey started in prison. We have the same one in the title. We never want to do that. We're like using two pieces of real estate for the same purpose. So that's where we would want something there. I would probably lean into something like, prison is where he, something about prison. I would put something, because prison's a power word. So I would use that. I was right. He almost lost hope in prison, right? Or something like that, right? Boom, that hits you. Not a terrible thumbnail, but I don't like how we're repeating. Then here we got life on life's terms, transformative stories from an addiction to purpose. So I think you have a lot of great stories like this one here. Cocaine was my poison. That's a good title. Okay. So there's a lot of good stuff here, a lot of good stuff, but now let's go and look at the latest. So this is the latest. 3 weeks ago, 1,600. These are not terrible views. They're not terrible views. 3,200 3 weeks ago. You're only got a 1,300. That means that you're getting outside of the algorithm. But man, we can improve this for sure. Because I think these are great because they are stories, but how can we take that story and make it more like a video about the addiction? Or maybe it's a part that you can create a better hook. There's a lot that we can do there. And I think these titles can probably be done a little bit better as well. Scotty, what's your thoughts so far before we move on?
Yeah, one thing I'll say, because I noticed it in a couple of them, mainly in the thumbnails, but sometimes in the titles as well. If it's not like a mainstream name that is someone that, you know, every household knows, I don't know if I would put the name, because you could be putting other keywords, phrases, whatever, that would hit someone more of a cold audience than someone that I've never heard of. Like I couldn't tell you who Dean Kenny is, but if you said Alex Hermosi, I'm going to know who that is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to know. And even Alex Hermosi is more niche down, you know, it's like you'd have to be like Oprah. If you put Oprah in there, I know Oprah. Everyone pretty much in the world knows Oprah, right? So it's like, if you don't have that person interviewed, I just wouldn't use that name, even though, yes, you interviewed them. You can talk about who you interviewed in the video. But as far as using it as a thumbnail, as a title, like you only want to use names if it's an authoritative like piece. So like, for example, if we had an interview with Mr. Beast, we were going to put Mr. Beast's name in there because everyone's watching videos on Mr. Beast and they know who Mr. Beast is on YouTube, right? But if it's, you know, John, the YouTube guy, I'm not going to put it. If someone else, and this is even for us, we're a smaller channel. If someone else that did an interview with us, I wouldn't expect them to put Live Video School, Scott and Scotty. Like, I just wouldn't expect it. They're not going to get much from that because we're not like this well-known whatever, right? So it's like, I'd rather put my focus into a better title or a better thumbnail that brings in the curiosity of something that has happened. And in your case, it's anything with addiction or the turnaround of that someone had. For example, like the one in prison, right? Instead of saying James Bowes, my recovery journey started in prison, be like, prison changed me. And that's your thing, you know? Or I thought it was over. Like that goes deeper than telling me, you know, my recovery journey started in prison.
Or prison rescued me.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
You sound like contradicting like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And like, I mean, like, so this one right here, you can see Paul Brazil, right? I don't know if he's famous or not, but if he's not, we shouldn't be putting that in there. The other thing is we have the same thing. If I can do it, anyone can do it. Look at the thumbnail. If I can do it, anyone can do it. We don't need to do that. We're wasting very, very valuable real estate on that thumbnail. The thumbnail's job is to stop the scroll. Right. To stop the scroll. I see, you know, yes, a before and an after picture. But honestly, because I'm assuming this right now.
Uh-oh, he's dying over there. What are you assuming there, champ? What I'm
assuming is that's the younger version of Paul.
Yeah.
Because it looks completely different. You know, younger to older.
But I think it's also too, it's probably his journey during the time when
100%
he was going through it and where he, you know, came out.
Yeah, where he was when he was a kid and how he battled it and got to where he is. I get it. So there's a ton of potential here. I think this has got a potential to go viral. Like there's a viral potential here because there's a lot of people that would benefit from this. I think it needs to be packaged better. Right. I think
and the competitor channel I'm about to share with you too. What I want to take from this is not necessarily like the views and stuff. It's the thumbnails and the titles. And it's not going to be, and I'm just going to, are you good for me to pull?
Yeah, go ahead and show that. And then I'm going to show the 3 buckets that we came up with.
Cool. And this again, isn't necessarily like as broad as yours, where you're talking about just recovery addiction. For this guy, it was getting back to sober again. Right. So getting sober again. But here's the thing. He hit a specific audience and built a specific community because he's talking about sobriety, right? Where for you, it's all over the place. Now it's okay, but for you, I might start in one lane. You know, I might start with people that are turning their life around from you know, meth addiction or whatever, right? Like I'd pick either whether it's a drug or whatever. I would pick something like specifically and dive into that, right? And then eventually, once you start building out this, these buckets, and also building out like your fan base, then you kind of start going into some other stories, because then people are going to want to hear of other things, right? So like for this guy, like again, this is all about like sobriety and stuff. And sometimes he'll talk about, with an interview or whatever, but a lot of times he's more talking about, how to get through something, right?
He has members only there too, I noticed.
Yeah. And so like, look, like 76,000 subscribers. He's been on YouTube for a while, 7 years. But he started from it since day one. Why do you want to get sober? Is it you, your environment, your friends, blah, 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 right? Getting sober again, 1 week sober, right? So he kind of did like his journey, which is cool.
Yeah.
But now you get to now, and it's like, and he's only posting like 1 or 2 a month, but I just want you to get like a couple ideas just from even the thumbnail and the title. So like the recent one, right? Why does drinking alcohol feel worse when we get older? Right. And then he even showed comparisons, 21, 41, 71. Right. So like right there, that's going to hit you if you're 21 years old, 41 years old, 71, or, or if you're in that realm, it's going to hit you. And like for me, I'm young. I'm younger. I'm getting older. I'm almost 30. I'm 28 right now. But like even me, I see that, and right away, it already hit me, because I was like, yeah, I don't really drink alcohol like how I used to when I was 21. And I'm already feeling like the side effects the next day if I do have a drink. Like I already feel like that. So it already hit my emotion, and it's not even really catered towards me, but it's true. So I might want to click on that, right? Yeah. And then again, like some of the other ones are teaching ones. You don't always have to do a teaching one. Like this one, drinking alcohol causes inflammation. You don't have to do one on that, because that's not really what you're trying to hit. But I would take, what are the things that you could take from this and put in your own thing. So like the one I said was, you might not be ready for alcohol sobriety. And this is like a podcast son, because it's episode 203. So right here, he's talking specifically about that. And he did a quote from it, but I'm not ready to get sober yet. He didn't say, Scott, or John Doe, but I'm not ready to get sober yet.
Right.
Whatever, like no one knows who he is. No one cares.
It doesn't help stop the scroll.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. It's like, I'm not ready to get sober yet. Like people would be like, yeah, I don't think I am either. I gotta hear this, and then you read the title, you might not be ready for alcohol sobriety. Right. That one.
I like even this one. Like, will you be part of the 91% of people that fail New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Right. But again, like he's doing episodes.
Yep.
So,
hey, can you click on the join though? I want to see that real quick and just see what they are charging.
Oh yeah. $2.99 a month.
Okay.
Oh, well, up to $9.99 if you're gold.
And what do they get?
Not much there.
Just shout outs, member. Yeah.
Looks like bronze is the biggest, but
okay. Well, I mean, they're trying to monetize it that way. Don't know what else they're doing, but doesn't really matter at this point. We're really here just to kind of look at this channel. But all right, so let's wrap up this part here. I'm going to go ahead and give you my diagnosis of the channel that we just reviewed. And I am going to go ahead and show you those content buckets. So that way there we can see what we got there. So let's see, here we go. And where are we? That's not the one I want. I want the other one.
While you pull that up, are remixes as bad or the same as shorts? If it's in the shorts feed, yeah, it's the same. Like we ain't doing anything in the shorts feed. That includes live streams. I wouldn't do any live stream short feeds. We've had people do that, and they're like, yeah, I get 50,000 views every time I do a short live stream, but then they don't get anything from them when they put a long form video out, and they're not building a real core audience. So, yeah, I'd stay away from those.
Yep. All right. So I'm just going to kind of scroll through this here. I mean, this is everything we kind of touched on already. And so let's see here. Well, double down on what worked. Okay. So here it is. Rock bottom stories. I was addicted to X for Y years, right? Until this, right? So what was this? That's what people want to know. So in this case, I was addicted to whatever, cocaine for 22 years until this, right? Again, it doesn't mean that every title is going to be that, but it's kind of like, that's the thing, right? You have to put in there like the addiction, the story of I got out of it. So it's like the hero's journey. That's what we're doing. The turning point moments, the exact moment everything changed.
Yeah.
right? Life after, what recovery looks like 1, 5, 20 years out. So those are the rock bottom stories, turning point moments, and life after.
Yeah. What recovery looks like, 3 years after getting out of prison.
Right.
It's like any of that, right? You
Mhm.
can create these old, again, the stories that are already there, but it's just the packaging of it.
Yep. Yep. All right. So that's the 3 buckets. And I will say this too, if we audited your channel today, if we did a speed audit and you want this little PDF, just email us. You can do that by, let's see, Scotty, I got it here. Just email scott@livevideoschool.com and we'll send you the PDF. All right. If you want that. So if you do get picked for an audit in the future, see what we'll do. We'll actually give you one of these PDFs of the breakdown that we went through. Again, we're calling these our little speed audits because that's exactly what they are. When we do a full audit, we go deeper and we can also come up with a plan so you can execute it. And we'll do either 1 video, 2 videos, or 3 videos a week, depending on what you are doing. And we get a lot of input from you. Is like, what's your goal for the channel? How are you monetizing it? Like, what's your goal for the next, 6 months, 12 months? So we get a lot of information so we can build a better plan for you. So again, that's, kind of how we're doing these speed audits are one thing to kind of give you, like, you can go run with it, but if you want a deeper audit, we can go ahead and do that for you as well. And if you do want one of those, you can just basically just go here, go to livevideoschool.com/channel-audit. And you can get one of those. And I can actually break down a little bit more, Scotty. Let me share this real quick. I think let's add that to, was that the one I wanted to share? It doesn't. Oh yeah, it is actually, I think. Let's see here.
This is the addiction one.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of that. I got to get rid of this too. There it is. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is like I said, that's the checklist. But if you want a channel growth audit plus a 90-day plan, just go here, livevideoschool.com/channel-audit. And basically what you get with it is you get a full channel diagnosis. So we analyze your channel positioning, the top videos, the titles, the thumbnails, and the overall focus, so you can understand what YouTube sees when it looks at your channel. And then we give you a walkthrough video of that. So we'll record a video and we'll give it to you through Loom, and we'll show you what the single biggest bottleneck is holding your channel back, what to stop doing, what to double down on, and what your current approach is doing that's preventing you from growing. We also give you the 90-day roadmap. And this is where you get a crystal clear plan for the next 90 days, including a weekly posting structure, specific video titles, thumbnail framing, guidance, and momentum versus stability videos. So momentum and stability videos, there's 2 different types. One for momentum is going after discovery and browse. The other one is more for your evergreen. And we basically, what we'll do is we'll take that in consideration and we'll start to kind of seed these different types of videos that, have different purposes. So that's what those do. So this is really just a good fit for if you're actively posting on YouTube, you want clarity, no more noise, and you're open to simplifying and focusing. It's not a good fit if you want overnight results, you're not willing to change what's not working, and you're looking for another course, because this isn't a course. This is us literally like going through your stuff and handing it to you. So this is like personalized. And then the investment is $297 as of right now. We have talked about it. We'll probably be increasing this in the future because it does take quite a bit of time to do these. So we're going to be offering that right now for $297, one-time offer. We do have a limited amount of spots because we only do a handful of these a month because obviously they're time consuming, but you will get all of this here. So livevideoschool.com/channel-audit. And you can go ahead and get that.
Hey, just letting you know, Dad, for some reason, I don't know why, I'm trying to check it out, but YouTube is not put on our live stream. It's not pulling this up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Just not pulling up what? The slides?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was showing everything else until you switch to the slide deck.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's not good. So anyway, I guess we'll have to figure that out next time. But anyway, so everything that I just discussed, you can actually look at it if you go to this page. So just go to, go ahead and put that up again. yeah, if you just go to livevideoschool.com/channel-audit, you'll see everything that I just explained. It's basically everything that's on that page. So again, if you want to get one of those, go there. And I don't know why that's got a timer there. I don't want a timer. Now it's on a timer thing. Isn't that weird? Huh.
Yeah, I want to try something. Just put this full screen, just see what happens real quick.
Yeah. Timer off. Yeah, I don't want the timer on. There we go. Save. There we go. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
It's in the full screen. It's there. So let's see if I go now to this, see if it works. Let me know. Can you guys see that now? Let me know. Yeah, I think we're good now. If you want to go back real quick to them, I don't know.
Yeah, I can go back here.
See this.
Yeah, it basically just kind of went through like what we give with the audit. But if you want to see everything, just go to livevideoschool.com/channel-audit. But basically everything that I just described is right here. So yeah, you'll get everything that we just included. But again, this is limited spots just because it's just Scotty and I doing these. And this isn't all that we do. You know, we have also people in our 1K collective. We have some people that we work with one-on-one. So this is something that we only do a handful every month. So if you're interested, go to livevideoschool.com/channel-audit. And you can see right here, we had one of our clients that got one of these. And I mean, she said right here, she just started uploading it after the first week. In week 2 of the 12-week plan, she saw these stats. So immediately saw an uptick. And the view numbers are way outside what I normally get, she said. And she said, I'm also getting some heartfelt comments from my target audience, which is always awesome. And then, yeah, so for the first time, she says, I can see a path to my first 1,000 subscribers. So the audit was gold. So yeah, so guys, if you want to get one of these, like I said, no pressure. If you do, great. If not, no big deal. We are going to do these speed audits probably once a month. We're going to try to do these, but only if you guys think these are useful. So we need to know if these are useful. If you want us to do more of these, let us know. Cool. All right, Scotty, let's do some Q&A. Let's do some rapid fire Q&A and see what we got here. If you guys have questions, now's the time to drop them in there. And if you don't have any questions, then we can wrap this baby up.
Yeah, I've been uploading 2 shorts and 2 long forms per week for over a year. Do you think it will hurt the channel if I stop shorts cold? No, I think you'll be, if anything, your long form will do better. Because again, you got to remember, bringing shorts in, like, what is it doing besides a metric that you're getting more views? Like, right. What else is it doing? Oh, it's getting me subscribers. Great. What are those subscribers doing for you? Like that's how I look at it, because it's like, it's great to have all the subscribers. I mean, we could have 1 million subscribers from shorts, but what does that do? Because a lot of the time, those people, number one, they're not going to subscribe, but if they do subscribe, they're not there for the long form content. They're there for your short form stuff. So it's like, and 90% of the time, they're just swiping by hitting it. They're not going to go look at the channel that you subscribe to and go back and want to see other videos from you. Right. They just happen to like that one video.
Right. Yeah.
I got my original start with subscribers from shorts. See, I got monetized with watch hours on long form that went semi-viral. Do you think I should stop the shorts? I'm doing both. Oh, this is the same person as Gary. Gary. I was like, see, the same person has the same problem. No. Yeah, Gary. Like I said, I think I would stop the shorts. Personally, long form is, especially if you're trying to build something that is a core group, core audience, and then eventually on the back end be able to turn something into a business, or even just generate more revenue, because you're not going to get a lot of revenue from shorts anyway. So it's like, whether it's AdSense or affiliate sales, whatever, long form is always going to be the way to go. And so I would recommend just stop shorts completely. But that's just me. Ian asks, would it be a good idea then to have a separate shorts channel? Or, oh no, we answered this one. Yeah, we said I would either do it separate or just do.
Here's what I would say to that though. Like, first and foremost is, like, if you got time to set up a new channel, post, shorts, or even not even do that and just post shorts, then you got time to post more long form. You're going to get more bang for your buck on the long form, in my opinion. So I personally, like, we don't post any shorts on our channel. Like, we started our channel with shorts and we stopped after about 16, 20. something like that. So yeah, so I would not do it. Gary did ask, how has your program helped channels that are monetized with 15K or so subscribers? I'm still small, but looking to get to the next level and match my competitors.
Oh, let me answer this one.
I was gonna say I got a couple answers for this one.
Yeah, I got a couple for you, Gary. And this is just because number one, we're super big fans of, I mean, obviously anyone, but especially the people who work with us, because we want them to win. And just in particular, I'll pull out a couple people. Gavin started working with us. He had about 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers at the time.
And his channel was probably 8 or 9 years old.
Yes. And started taking it serious with us. We started tweaking some things. It took him probably about a month or two of working with us. And then he had a video that kind of took off his channel. That video is currently sitting over 1 million views, long form, no short form. And he now has multiple videos over 1 million views. He's about to cross 100,000 subscribers it's been maybe a year, maybe a little less than a year, maybe 9 months. And then he also has a video from, I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago that's approaching 600,000 views, and he's in the fitness industry. And his, again, talking about like narrowing it down, his is not just fitness, he's fitness for people over 40. Like that's his fitness stuff. Yep. And he's absolutely crushing. He's also been able to, not just on the YouTube side of things, but he's also been able to generate more revenue to his business, which he pretty much jump started from everything online with YouTube. We have Matt, who is a piano instructor. Started out with, again, maybe 1,000 or 2,000.
And he was fairly new. His channel was just started. I think he'd only posted like maybe 10 videos.
Yep. And he was just a professor, I think, or a teacher for piano. Yep. And then decided to launch his his videos and stuff. And here's the crazy thing with him. Even though you could look at his numbers, be like, he's not like Gavin, because Matt's averaging probably anywhere from 2 to 7,000 views a video, somewhere in there, and I think he crossed 25,000 subscribers. However, he's generated 6 figures from this in about 9 months time since working with us. We've worked with as big as John, firearm instructor John, who he's now over 50,000 subscribers. When he worked with us, he was at, I think, 40 something, but he was struggling getting views. He was stuck around 200-300 views, and we now I mean, I don't know, Dad, if you checked the other day, he had a video, which is funny, we haven't even checked in with him. He had a video from about a week or two ago that's currently at 150,000 views. And he's averaging between, I want to say, 5,000 and 10,000 views a video, and he's a firearm instructor. So again, this is all different niche, guys. Not like it's just one size fits all. It's like we're going to cater everything to your specific niche, and it is possible in whatever niche you are in. The size, Gary, does not matter as far as like how many subscribers you got, how many views you're currently getting. Like, it doesn't matter. It's all about having the right framework going into your content. And yes, it does start with the audit to see everything, but then it's also like being able to implement what you take. So like right now, we could do an audit for you right now. If you don't implement it, it's not going to do anything. No. So it's like half the battle is understanding what's going on and getting another person's, perspective. And then the final piece is, are you going to execute on it?
Yep. No, I know. It's that's the big one, guys. It's like you have to implement it even when the views are not showing it yet. And then you have to look at your data and then start to improve.
Will using AI thumbnails block YouTube from showing my content? No, we haven't heard anything with that. We use it in ours. Not like fully AI, it's still us, but some of them we will have it make tweaks for us that is an AI system that does it. And we have not heard anything of that. What they're looking for is the AI content that is like acting like it's real and kind of like faking people out because it is so real. It's more the content side of it than the thumbnail side of it. And so that's the biggest thing with AI in general.
Rebounding with Cheryl just poked in here. Scotty, I'm at 10K. Wow. Congratulations.
Wow. I didn't realize Cheryl.
Another one of our 1K collective students at 10K now. And she started with less than 500. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. We appreciate that.
Let me get a couple more real quick, Dad.
Yep.
Because I've seen and again, we answer all our comments. Traveling for events, I have seen you comment on almost every one of our recent videos, so I know exactly who you are. I know that, yeah, they said I went viral. Now I'm cooling off. I can't get over 100. They're at 153,000. They got a lot from their shorts, I believe. Yeah, let's see right here. I have good short, but my long form sucks. Again, I'm glad you came on here because this is an example of what I'm talking about.
Great example.
Right? You have 134 million views and 153,000 subscribers. Right? And again, people can look at that metric and be like, oh, that's amazing, right? But you even said it here, my long form sucks. And you know, because you're doing it right now, the long form money is different than the short form money as far as AdSense. Now, we don't always focus on AdSense, but if you are looking at that, yeah, your RPMs are going to be way lower on shorts than it is on long form. And you need so many views to get there, right? So for you, this is what I'm going to tell you, right? I didn't do an audit on your channel. Hopefully you submitted one in. Maybe we can get to yours. But the biggest thing is I would stop the shorts completely. I would focus all on long form. And on your long form, make sure, like, look at other people in your space, in your industry that is, and you're about traveling for events and stuff. So I would look up other things with traveling and events, and I would take note of what they're doing, what is working, what patterns, and what is something that you can dive into. And again, just like the audits we just shared with you, it's the same framework. We would just break those down by looking at our competitors.
Yep. Yeah. I will say too, like, even think about this. You get that rush of like, you went viral on something, right? And it's a short, and maybe it even got you 100,000 subscribers. Do you realize though, that if you have a company that wants to, they want you to sponsor, they want to run a sponsorship. They don't care about subscribers. They don't care about views. They care about engagement. So it's like, a lot of times people are looking at that vanity metric of like, okay, wow, I got how many subscribers or how many. Like, a perfect example of this is Matt, right? Yeah. He's got like just over 25,000 now, I think, maybe 30. I don't even know, right?
No, I think it's like 25.
Yeah. And he just reported that he earned over $105,000 in under a year from that size channel, and videos that get between 2,000 and 7,000 views. He's got a couple that've gotten 20 and 30,000, right?
I think he only has one video at 100,000.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
So I'm a perfect example of this. Going way back in the day, I had a channel that only had 16,000 subscribers for years, and I was able to do 6 figures multiple years in a row off of that channel, and I didn't even have AdSense, right? So this whole thing that out there about getting more views, getting more subscribers, the subscribers are good if they're the right subscribers. I'd rather have 1,000 of the right ones that as soon as I put out a video, they see it come through and they go, oh, a video from Scotty, boom, click, versus it being like they came in on a short and they're just clicking, So you got to be careful, and that those shorts can hurt you now, because now that you've got this whole pool of this audience that's what they came in on, and then you put this 8-minute video in front of me, like, I'm not interested in that. I'm just a doom scroller, man.
Yeah.
Right. So we got to be careful with that.
Okay. Last couple ones I'm just going to answer very quickly.
Okay.
Chuck, I just saw you, Chuck. Where are you? Hang on. Just had you. It scrolled all the way up for me for some reason. Gosh. There it is. He just asked about the one-on-one. We don't really we haven't really put that out or rolled that out. It's more of a lot of people who've gone through 1K Collective. We can send them all the info on that. However, we're fine sending you the information on it if you want to know about it. Just send us an email. If you don't have our email already, you can just go to scott@livevideoschool.com, which I can put on the screen real quick. Just send us an email there. We can give you the details on that. Again, it's not something we really advertise, because it's more of the people who've already been through some of our trainings before. But if you want to know details on it, that's fine. Just shoot us an email. I know Ian, see, I hate how it keeps scrolling down on me. Ian asked, I'm not going to pull it up because I can't find it, but there it is. What clipping service? We don't clip because we don't use shorts. So there's a quick one for that. Specific time or day that you upload. for us right now, I'll be honest with you, we do Tuesday, Thursday, 10 a.m. That does not mean that's the thing.
Yeah.
The reason we do it, it's spread out. And we've noticed for us, we think it performs better on those days for us. Again, that doesn't mean for everyone. And it's changed over time. And it keeps us consistent. That's it. I wouldn't say that there's a right or wrong time or day to do it on. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, a lot of just comments. Can passion still get you somewhere? Yes, absolutely. Because if you're passionate about this stuff, you're gonna figure it out and find a way to make it work. If you have a sci-fi entertainment series, is that going to be hard to structure your framework? It's easy to see how niche sobriety or gun handling can be niched. Animated, not AI. I mean, you can definitely find something, especially in sci-fi. Yes. Again, it's the angle of everything. Stop thinking about it's saturated. Stop thinking about, everyone else is doing education or whatever. It's the angle of it. It's just the angle of it. And you are going to do the research is if other channels are getting views, the reason we find competitors, it shows us that there's enough people looking it up or watching it. Okay. With submitting a channel for a lighting review, what's the rules for folks with more than one channel? Just send the one that you would want reviewed. We're not going to go through a million of them. Just send the one you would want reviewed. Now, that's for like the quick ones, because again, that's if you get chosen. If you do an audit through us, I don't mind looking at multiple channels for you. I'm not going to go more than 2 though, but like if you have 2 that you're kind of playing back and forth with, I don't mind reviewing both of those quickly.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's like looking at each one and saying like what one has the most potential. Because sometimes if you're doing 2 channels, guess what happens? You split your focus, and then what happens? You get less results.
Yep. Okay, and then lastly, can YouTube cut your subscribers? Not that I know of, unless they ban your account. That's the only thing
the only way they're going to cut your subscribers is if those subscribers, I think they do a cleanup where it will actually, we did a video on this recently where it's, they're going to look and see if they're not engaged, or not even just not engaged. It's like a dead channel, or they're not active, and there's no longer a person behind that channel.
Absolute last question, because we had a lot more coming in, and I'm sorry guys, we already went over time, but I do want to answer this because 2 people that said this, maybe it was the same person. But what was the main factor that helped your channel go from 400 average views to thousands consistently? It was reverse engineering what is working, not just for our channel, but for other channels in our space, and understanding not just looking at the videos, but what the audience wants. So that means we're learning from the comments, we're learning from the structure of the title. I'm not going to lie, we spend a lot of time with analytics all day, every day. And it's studying, it's testing, it's seeing why this one worked, why this didn't work, right? And it's bouncing ideas off of that. So I'm not going to say it's easy. Like, it takes a lot of time, but once you find the framework down, it's easy to replicate. So it's honestly putting as much out until you find something that sticks, and then just building off that momentum. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Cool. All right, cool. I think that's it. Let's one last mention here. If you guys are interested in getting an audit done of your channel, a full audit where we'll actually break it all down. We'll look at everything on your channel. We'll see your direction. We'll see if you got any bottlenecks. Usually you do. And then we will point them out. We'll say what's working, what's not working, what we should double down on, and then give you a 90-day plan. You'll give us the input as far as like your goals and also some of the details behind it. And then from there, we can go ahead and run with that. And then we're going to go ahead and hand you a 90-day roadmap, and it's going to be custom to you with 1 video a week, 2 videos a week, or 3 videos a week, whichever you prefer. But that'll be also asked in the input or the intake form that you fill out when you do this. All right. So again, these are limited, meaning we don't do unlimited amounts of these because it takes a lot of time for us to run through these. And it's about a 5 to 7 day turnaround time. So from the time that you grab a spot. So if you're interested, go to livevideoschool.com/channel-audit. And you can get that, or there should be a link down below this video. Or if you're here live, you'll see it in the pin chat. So That's it, guys. That's going to wrap it up. We want to thank you guys for hanging out with us, and let us know in the comments. Was this good? Did you guys get something from this? Should we do this again? Let us know in the comments, because if you don't want us to do it again, we won't. It's that simple, right? I mean, we just spent almost 90 minutes here doing this. So if you'd like to have us do any more of these or this type of content, let us know, and we might just do that. All right. So guys, take care, take action, get out there and be consistent. All right. Be consistent and look at that data, follow the data, because it's not going to lie. All right. Take care, guys.
See you.